Was that okay? Were we talking too much shit?
Yeah.
Perfect. It was beautiful.
Hello, I'm Aurah Jendafaaq, a social worker and queer performance artist from Berlin. And we're right now actually where I work, in my workplace. It's called Cube. It's a youth queer center in Neukölln. And next to me is my lovely friend, but introduce yourself, darling.
My name is Mischa Badasyan. I'm also social worker, also performance artist, also an activist, based nowadays in Zurich. I moved away from Berlin 3 years ago, but I will come back. But Berliner for 15 years. And I'm super happy to be here, and I'm super happy to meet you after 3 years of silence.
So long.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk a lot.
It could have been longer though. I'm being very honest right now.
Caucasian based. Let's continue. Maybe look, I actually would like to know, what do you do now? Like, what's your artistic
Well, actually,
process and projects, and what do you do?
The last 5 years, I was very active in the drag scene, in the Berlin drag scene, doing a lot of community work, also kind of creating or trying to build a community of queer performance artists from Caucasus. Under the umbrella show Caucasian, I try to get different queer performance artists on stage and try to connect through creativity, through shared experiences, instead of nationalistic ideas that divide us. I try to create a new perspective, and it's going good. We are now in the second year and it's going strong, but I also feel that my artistic path is leading me to a different direction, and I want to become a pop star now.
Really?
Yes, I want to become a pop star now. I want to do music. That's actually how I started out, as a singer and songwriter. Then I did like a left turn and went to drag, which gave me a lot of new things that I learned. But now I feel it's time again to do something that I always wanted to do but never really had the resources to. But now I built all the connections, kind of built also somewhat of an audience, and I try to now do music instead of necessarily focusing on drag.
You've write your own songs?
Yes.
Wow. Well, the stage is yours.
No, not yet. But you will be the first one getting the information.
So it's not a joke. You want to go to Eurovision?
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
That is actually a dream of mine since I'm a child, to perform at the Eurovision. It's not the best time to have that dream to perform at Eurovision.
Yeah.
We have to be honest, but it is a dream, and
My friend went to Eurovision, Swiss artist. He's also drag queen. Soy de Cow. You know Daniel Heinemann?
No.
He went from, I think, from Germany. Wait.
Which year?
No, he applied. No, he didn't go. Sorry.
Okay.
He went to The Voice. Yeah, he voiced Germany. Yeah, he was at The Voice Germany as a Soy de Cow with the cow drag. And because he fights for the animal rights also. You know him for sure. But he moved back to Switzerland now. And so he applied for his dream is also to go to Eurovision. He applied, but I think didn't go through.
So tell me a little bit about your artistry, because you're also doing really great things.
I do a lot, but to be honest, like I connect everything together. I'm still social worker full-time. I became animal activist for the last... You went on stage as a drag queen. I went to the animal activism, more or less. I run animal shelter in Armenia. I opened an NGO in Switzerland to help babies. Save the babies with Swiss cash.
Of course.
And I'm food activist also. I work for the food sharing for 12 years. I volunteer there. And I found this really nice tool to use the mix all together. For example, I brought you beautiful postcards from the Queer Animals Project when I asked queer people to photograph them with the animals that they saved. And it's really nice to bring the communities together, because what you were saying about division, people always like trying to stay in the bubbles, which is of course safe space, but I like to pop up the bubbles and move between and connect everyone. I think it's important. It's also dialogue that we have for me it's also important that we talk, we meet, we touch each other, we're together. And artistically, like I do performance art that lasts 365 days. That's my favorite artistic process. I would say performances that last 1 year. Like it's you take a life. I call myself a life artist. So my life is art piece, and I like to change my life in order to create an art project. So different ideas, different projects. And the next project will be coming back to Berlin.
Tell me about
I give up
it.
on Swiss dreams and I come back to you. I come back to you. Can I
Please.
clean floors after your shows?
For sure. But tell me why? Why was it so bad in Switzerland, or why do you?
Well, Berlin was so hard to me, so I said, okay, I'm tired of being social worker in Berlin, fighting with job centers, fighting with Bezirksamt, Krankenkasse, having this bureaucracy which kills your soul, kills your brain.
Is it better in Switzerland?
Yes. Everything's better than, and
Okay.
I can tell it into the camera, everything is better than Switzerland.
Flights booked, ready to go.
No, it's really like, I mean, when you get burned out in Berlin and you end up in Switzerland, you feel like, I'm in paradise. Can you imagine you can go to Bezirksamt without appointment? You don't need an appointment in Switzerland, you just go in and you get whatever you want in 5 minutes.
It's so crazy. Actually,
it's
I think,
not a lie, it's a true.
but as artists, I feel we chose that path to kind of flee from that bureaucracy part and that administrative part. But in Germany, I feel like it's even worse when you're an artist, when you're
applying for
the fundings, or if you even dare to earn money with your art. They
will run after you.
So it's not easy.
That's why, I was 2 years happy and I put my pinky glasses. I was like, oh my God, I live in paradise. But then I realized, okay, it's not really that pinky. There's no connection in society. It's really hard to find. I mean, there's everything. In Zurich is a beautiful city where I'm based, but there's no solidarity. There's no sense of community. There's no sense of togetherness. You don't meet like each other. Everyone's just staying in mountains and lakes. There's no space to meet. Like it's all divided by nature, so to speak.
What are you doing in your daily life? Like how does a day look in Switzerland, in Zurich for you? Do you meet with friends, or is that not a thing there?
No, it is. I mean, it's not like, I mean, they're still humans. They're still with a lot of cash, but humans. And I'm a social worker full-time. I take care of refugees since 11 years. And my project is with young refugees, mostly from Afghanistan, also Somalia, Eritrea. And this is also kind of amazing to realize like how much they care about. I mean, they call integration the word people don't like in Germany, but it makes sense because they really care that you become part of society. And for example, one of refugees has like at least 5-6 co-workers. Me as a social pedagogue, a social worker that pays you money, psychologist, integration coach, a coach in the school. So 6 people taking care of one refugee. And people learn German in 1-2 years, and they really go to Ausbildung, they find a job, and in 3 years they kind of became part of society. This is really a successful concept of Switzerland, which I like a lot.
It's interesting because often I also hear that Switzerland in particular is quite dismissive and right-wing towards immigrants, refugees.
And the law it is, yes, but once you ended up in Switzerland, once you made it to come here, then they will take care of you. I mean, of course, the federal system and every canton, every Bundesland has different rules, but mostly if you really made it, then you made it. Like you can really then participate. There's a lot of funding, a lot of support, and everything works perfectly fine because like sometimes I apply also, like one of my kids want to go to a kickboxing school. I just made application in 1 week, he got money. They paid him for the 1 year, all the kickboxing.
Life can be easy sometimes.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, why is life so easy here? Like, I mean, Germans wake up. Like, what the fuck?
I think they're digging their own hole.
I don't know what's going on. But the medal has 2 sides. So the other side is like the loneliness, that I miss a lot. And I'm doing actually also food sharing in Switzerland. This is kind of cool part which I enjoyed. Still meet cool people, but still everyone's so busy that they work a lot. Switzerland has 42 hours working week, not like here 38 or 35. So people work more, and that's why maybe they're just tired and there's no really time for anyone, and they just like to stay in the circles they had from childhood. Yeah, so I do social work there, I do food sharing activism. I try to do a lot of activities and events for the animal shelter, for my NGO, for animal rights. It didn't really work. I organize every month animal brunch where I collect saved food and I invite people to have a brunch with me. People don't come. It's really, 1 year, like every month, I was like, what's going on? It's really hard to organize any events. Yeah, so artistically I did some performances and there's no inspiration for me. I don't feel the society, I don't feel the space, it doesn't give me anything. I just did a few performances, a few actions, a few workshops, but...
I can imagine because obviously your art is heavily influenced by your activism. And just what I'm thinking, maybe because the world is maybe not as burning in Switzerland, maybe it kind of interferes with that desire to also build something, create something of need for the community, and maybe they don't really feel that need in Switzerland. At least that's how I explain it to myself.
Yes, I don't know. For me it was very hard. And I did some performances about Armenia. Nobody knows Armenia. They were like really literally asking like, where is it? And it's okay for me. At one point I was like, cool, I will educate you. It's nice that you're asking questions. It's cool that I can give you information. But at some point I was like, I'm tired of your ignorance. It's too much.
I think this is international. This is not just a Swiss thing. This is also in Germany. I can remember when I was in school and said I'm from Azerbaijan, people were doing bets in my class saying, okay, let's go to the metro station and ask like 3 people. If one of them knows what Azerbaijan is, you're getting something. Like these kind of games were played in school. And now look at us creating community, creating visibility, especially for the Caucasian region. And I feel it's so important because, we also have our stories.
How do you find people actually here? Like because like when I left Berlin, I didn't feel like, I used to work in a queer shelter in Berlin and there were a lot of Georgian refugees and Georgian queer people. So actually I'm introduced to Georgians. I never met any Azerbaijani queer people. You're my queen, the queenest queen that I know in the city, but I never met any Azerbaijani queer people.
Yeah, it was not an easy thing, and also for the longest time I thought we were the only people that I know that are living somewhat here in Germany or in the region and do queer art or art in general. But it somehow came to fruition when I met a person, a very dear friend of mine. His name is Georgi. He's from Georgia. He's living here, and he also had that drive
in mountains project.
Exactly, that we also kind of created together.
Okay.
Or this was built together. Let's say it like that. We found each other, and we both had the strong desire to create a community and to find each other, especially. And with our different resources that we have, he's more on like the non-government, organizational, and me on the artistic way. Just found each other and mapped out different concepts of what we could do to get the people together, and it surprisingly worked out really well just right from the beginning. And I think because there was such a need, there was such a strong need in Berlin, at least that's what I'm getting, to find each other, because there are people here, but you just don't know. You just don't know because you don't see them, and we don't really find each other. I don't know how it's necessarily an Armenian community. I feel like y'all doing a way better job than, for example, Azerbaijani people do. It's like I didn't know any Azerbaijani person other than my family.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, we have a lot. Now we have like high queer group in Berlin. There's Armenian cafe, Arakil. Like we run for 2 years, there's Armenian movie days. So we're trying to kind of create an alternative. There's some Christian communities, I mean a bit more conservative. So there's a lot of actually different communities. But you have a huge like embassy here and a huge organizations actually.
Yeah, but it's when do you see them in daily life? And usually I also have to say most of the people that I have met here in Germany or in Berlin are not necessarily people that I would like to spend my day with, because of just so different
Conservative.
Yes, and there is so much thing, but I think that goes for everybody. But
Yeah,
you know,
same.
specifically if you're so little, like such a small community, and if you are queer, then there is like a disconnect from the start, and that's why I had difficulties to connect.
I noticed for myself, we run an Instagram page and website on Armenian Animal Aid. It's my NGO for the shelter in Armenia. And I really find by myself that I have to censor my queer stuff. Because when we did photo shooting for queer animals, I was questioning, like, should I put it on my Instagram page? Because you see doggos and kitties and everyone likes it. But then people, when they see naked body or anything connected to queerness, I was like, oh my God.
Actually,
And then I realized, okay, it's hard to be queer. I mean, they like you if you like dogs and cats, but once you're queer, cats and dogs lover, then okay, you don't exist. So it's really a difficult topic.
there was also a happening when I actively wrote to I think it was an Caucasian dance ensemble, because I wanted to incorporate them into the show.
You mean like a real one? I mean, the big...
that is here in Berlin. I will not name any names, but I was writing to them and made sure to write in a very...
official language?
Not only official, but like in a friendly way, in a, you know, where I explain all my, what I want and stuff like this. And just in a short answer, I got, no, with people like you, we don't work together.
Oh my God.
And this just crushed
Oh my God.
like on that day, I think I was ready to just say, fuck it. I'm just care about myself. There is no community for me. You know, sometimes you have this anger when you try to do the right thing in your head. You know, sometimes you can argue if that, in the retrospect, if that was the right thing. But and then you get such an answer where you feel, okay, it's not just conversation about our cultural background. It's now do you see me as a human? So, and
But
I think
when was it? Long time ago?
No, not so long ago. I think it was last year, when in the Caucasia kind of realm, I was trying to get the ensemble, and they were really, really strict and saying, with people like you, we don't work together. We are the answer was in Russian. The answer was in Russian. We are humble people, or something among these lines. You know, he was speaking like my mother. You know, and I was like, yeah.
Probably like it's the old dude who runs
it was the old generation.
It's also, I realized when I do performances, I mean, I run an Instagram page and I do Facebook and I post everything what I do, and I get different feedbacks. Depends which community and which people now benefits from that. For example, I did performances, of course, when there was the war 2020. I did it in front of a Turkish embassy. I didn't feel like I have to go to Azerbaijani embassy, because I felt like there's bigger players in the game, Russia and Turkey involved. And I made a performance with a huge dress. Right? I don't know if you saw the picture of mine. A huge dress, just stop the wars with a sign. And I got a lot of support. Armenians loved that. Everyone's amazing and cool. Azerbaijani hated me. They would put like, take off your Kim Kardashian dress. There were comments. I mean, she's okay. I mean, I understand. Like, online world is crazy. But then when I did some naked stuff and I put my body on it, Armenians they like forgot that I'm Armenian supported. I'm Armenian. Like, oh, you're a faggot. Just disappear. You don't exist. Like you don't belong to us. Like forget your Armenian names. Like all this shit. And like every time then they see the cute doggo and kitty photo with me. Like, oh, he's a good guy. Like I feel like my mind fuck. Like every time I'm Armenian, not Armenian. Who I am? Like, do I belong to you? I'm not belonging to you. Like why I am here? It's so strange.
And that is why exactly the show, for example, like Caucasia, is so important to me, because it's a different approach to the let's sit together and let's try to remember that we are connected through our identity, and we are fighting each other about systems that don't support us in the first place.
No.
And you see it in the small, like when you have the photo out on Instagram, you see it in the small, and you see it also on a bigger level when people from the get-go don't talk to each other because they think, I am not the president of Azerbaijan. I am me, and I would also like to have the same kind of approach and chance at the table as everybody else, and I feel this is something that we can only achieve when we meet each other, when we also see each other as humans, because that human part is often forgotten in a political heated conversation.
And it's easy to say, or it's like banal things actually what you say, but that's so important. That's the most important. We did a screening of the film about Artsakh because in September was the anniversary, 5 years of the war, last war, and there was a nationalist guy. And the movie was really cool because it was a dialogue between Azerbaijan and Armenia. And they were filming in Azerbaijan and asking questions, and also in Armenia. And to be honest, while watching this movie, with the audience, I realized actually it's interesting to see Baku. Wow, I've never been there. I will never go there because I would like to go, but nobody will let me inside, probably. And I was really curious, how does it look like Baku? Like how do people speak, even the language? Like what is this? So I think we forgot that we're humans. Just be curious. What is actually this culture? Because I grew up in Russia and I was born there in Rostov, and all my friends were Caucasian people, like Dagestan, Chechnya, Azerbaijani. Like my close friend, she was an art curator, Leila from Azerbaijan. I was Armenian. We never even asked who are you? You're Azerbaijani, Armenian. We were just friends. We were just connected. And later on, you get these pictures, they're enemies. They feed you with some information. I don't know where is it coming from, but of course there's some violence and everything happened. There's no lies, but still they feed you extra with some hate from both sides. They put this enemy picture. And actually, I remember still, I had a date with an Azerbaijani guy, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago. And we met, but he was scared to meet me because we kind of came together, but I'm Azerbaijani, I don't know if it's the right thing to do. And I was like, oh my God, you have a dick, I have the dick, what's the problem?
I have the same stories.
It's crazy.
It's an ongoing thing where we see each other as a state sometimes.
But it's coming from somewhere else, right? It's not you see the human, but you understand, okay, the state, the government, the politics says you to hate or not to hate. Be careful, I don't know what.
Yeah, but my kind of dream would be, you said you had that friend from Azerbaijan and you were not even speaking about Armenia and Azerbaijan. For me, the best thing possible would be to be able to speak about Azerbaijan and Armenia without having this weird okay, what can I say? What will offend maybe the other? We need to open the conversation. We need to have an transparent conversation, and also an ongoing thing is where I experience a lot. I just don't want to get into a political topic at any point, because first of all, I don't know how it will what will be the end of the conversation and where it will lead, and if this will create more distance than it got us together. And maybe this distance is not even I feel like it's a fake distance, because sometimes I feel there is a really honest human connection between two people, but then there is this this political discourse and the different life experiences and different life realities. And yeah, I feel this we really need to overcome at some point.
I think we need a moderator. I realized in Switzerland there was now a new NGO opened, Network Armenia. There are Swiss people involved, and I feel like that's the only way to communicate. We need someone else who will moderate the talk in the beginning at least, because I think it's very hard to communicate. Even between Armenians there are a lot of fights. For example, like now people hate Pashinyan, someone supports him, so even between the Armenians so much fights. I don't probably the same in Azerbaijan. For sure. There's a lot of hate, like someone who wants to be with the government, someone who just want to be independent and critical. So I think we need a general moderator, like just to talk to each other.
Yeah, and maybe to focus on the things that really connect us.
Exactly.
As one thing that I really learned throughout the shows and stuff, and the community coming together, when you, like, of course, generalize, and if you generalize, I would say from the three nations, like Georgian, Armenian, Azerbaijani, I always have a very strong feeling when I'm on stage that Azerbaijani and Armenian people laugh about the same jokes, dance, they pop to the same rhythm, and in that mix, the Georgians are like the cool kids from class, you know, where they like
we're not
the sunglasses and generally speaking, and I feel like, oh my God, we have so much. You look exactly like my cousin. You dance to the exact same music. You react in the same loving way to the thing that the Azerbaijani person is. But there is such a distance.
I feel like we're like Palestine and Israel. It's the same kind of. I mean, different, of course.
Now you opened the box of the Pandora.
Exactly. No, the Pandora box is
close it.
No, I mean like the same culture, but there's so much hate. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, for sure.
Like they have the same culture, but like hate, like is, I don't know, is the two enemies. I want to make an installation. That's my dream also, or a film in Azerbaijani animal shelter and the Armenian one, and to show how people love animals. And to screen they will speak like Azerbaijani, they will speak Armenian, how to show their love to the animals, like, and to create this connecting point, like what we actually bring us together, because like it doesn't make sense to, oh, they're like this, because we have all the same, like really. I was when I was in Armenia 3 weeks ago, with my friends from Berlin, and they're Turkish. It was an amazing experience. I mean, it's not Azerbaijan, I know, but still, like, it was an amazing experience, because I was telling to some of the friends, they're from Berlin, but they're Turkish, and I was like, what? They came to Armenia? They were so surprised, but I mean, happily, because I mean, my friends are open-minded and cool. But I was filtering like to whom I might say, okay, they're Turkish or not, because sometimes I say they have German passports, and then once we talk, like once we're easy, and then like we went to restaurants, and my friends like, oh, I know this food, oh, I know this, and I was like, bro, like I want to show you Armenia, but actually you know everything. So the whole menu is the same. I assume Azerbaijan is the same menu.
Yeah, I think Caucasian food is the best food in the world.
Dolma.
So, you say one says dolma, the other says tolma.
Tolma.
So there is a lot of names, but it's all the same thing.
Yeah.
And let's stick with it. So okay.
We missed sunflower seeds. Oh, I wish now we had sunflower seeds. Yeah, I love it. I always eat sunflower seeds.
How we meet each other.
We should have talked about this in the beginning.
I don't even remember how we
Not dating.
No dating.
Officially,
for sure, no
officially
dating.
we didn't have sex with each other. Officially.
No dating. And unofficially?
I don't know where I met you. But I think my boyfriend introduced me to you.
Okay, let's just stick then with that version that your boyfriend
That
introduced
you-
each other. I am
Yeah, you told me-
very sure
no.
that we know each other before, but I cannot.
Because you
put
told me
my
like, oh, I met
finger on
someone, he's Azerbaijani. I was like, you wanna meet him? I was like, okay, if he's cool enough, why not?
Ooh.
And then you proved that, okay, he might be cool.
Mm.
And you just did, I think, practicum. I think you were finishing your social work school.
Yeah,
You
I
work
was
with children with
studying there.
disabilities, no?
Yeah. Before I worked.
See, I remember.
Wow,
Mhm.
look at you. I remember also very nice things about you, but I will not elaborate them on camera.
Just bad things.
No. Yes, I can. The thing that I remember vividly is that you were one of the people that were so visible and from the Caucasus region. And I remember seeing you in a movie. I was in Kreuzberg in a very like sceney cinema with like fucked up seatings and barely any functioning light. And then I was seeing your face in such a big dimension. I thought, okay, from Armenia, Mischa Badasyan, I need to get to know him. He
Which
sounds-
movie? Where was it?
It was
Neukölln? Berlin?
with
Rosa von Braunheim.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
cute. Because there was in the last movie, Exiled Berlin. Have you watched that movie?
No.
It's by Jochen Hick. It's just.
She's a international movie star.
I'm so sorry.
Yes.
Do you know who you're talking to?
No, I don't. I feel so.
To the ex-Berliner who's coming back to Berlin. gonna-
Stay away.
But wait, honey. Once I'm here, I have to be with your shows.
Please.
Finally, I can, because I didn't do drag for a long time.
Caucasia is not just a drag show.
Ah, really?
Caucasia is a variety show that gives space to all sorts of.
But I'm not joking. I'm
artistry.
serious. Like once
I
I'm here,
am very serious. Please. This would
Wow.
be such an honor to have you.
that's cool. So at least I have some. So I have friends finally in Berlin, communities. But so you met Azerbaijani other artists.
Yes, actually, I created a drag family, a house. She's a mother.
You have your own
She's
house.
A mother.
Really?
Yes. It's called Tea House. The Tea House is like the
Tea like tea.
yeah.
Tea.
It's coming. The idea to call it Tea House is coming from the Azerbaijani word chaykhana.
Ah.
You know, it's where you meet.
You call
and
chai khana?
Yeah.
Because I know that from Tajikistan or like Uzbekistan.
But
no?
it's all the same language family, I guess. And it is a place where, in Azerbaijan at least, often men meet and do their like business. And I wanted to kind of give a new perspective on that, and that's why I called my house Tea House. But what I want to say is that in that house, I also pushed out an Azerbaijani drag queen, a gender fucker, because we are all gender fuckers. We are not drag queens or kings. We like to play with the gender roles. And Queen Jasmine is her name. Very successful lately, doing great things. Also in that family we have a really strong performer from Georgia called Father Fabuliki, kind of giving the perspective on the Georgian patriarchy, especially in combination with religious institutions and stuff like this. Yeah, so yeah. There is some people.
And
that
no Armenians?
Armenian, unfortunately, in Berlin didn't want to work with me.
Really?
Yes.
What do you mean?
I
Why?
Okay, I tend to be a little bit dramatic, but there is also some truth to that, because I have written to several artists in Berlin, and either I got no answer or there was not really the interest, and I just
Artistically or because of national?
No, I think there was no specific reason given, but I just have to make up my mind, and it read to me as if it would be a problem to perform on a show that is produced by an Azerbaijani person, and
Okay.
yeah. we still have that also in the queer, and that is why I'm so happy that we found, for example, the drag performer from the Netherlands, from Armenia, called Remi Gelato. Very, very strong performer, very nice performer. Also came specifically from, I think from Amsterdam to Berlin.
Not based in Berlin.
No, they came specifically to also have an Armenian representation on stage, because that was very important. If you have Caucasia, you need to have Caucasia. So,
that's cute.
So if there is any Armenian performers or creatives in Berlin, please don't be shy. I'm here. I hope I will be very friendly. I am usually, so don't be afraid.
All divas not friendly, I'm sorry.
I try.
And do you have like funding as a Chaykhana, like tea house?
Tea house, no. The tea house has no funding. We are doing it more project related. We are getting bookings, and then we find each other. Basically, what it is a drag house where it is very hard for everybody who does drag knows it's a really time consuming resource. You have to have so many resources to be able to do drag, and it's even harder when you do it alone. So we kind of found each other and we share the resources. One is very good in tailoring, one is very good in cutting music, the other is a dancer, the other is a makeup girl, and this is how we kind of exchange our resources.
I know a successful drag queen from Brussels, Armenian one.
Belly
exactly.
Yes. I'm in contact with her. She's also great. I love her.
Okay. So did you try to invite her?
Yeah. She is already on the list. But you see, it's unfortunately it needs to be abroad. Come on now.
Yeah, Berliners. Okay. I'm coming, honey, in 3 months.
Yes, thank you.
I will smash the ass of Berlin. We should go to the next something. There's a Caucasian solidarity.
I think we spoke about it.
Yeah, it was kind of all mixed.
Art as politics.
Migrant and we spoke also about being migrant and queer and Caucasian.
Yeah, art as a political tool.
Okay.
You need to speak about that, because I feel like you did some great things.
I feel like art. I mean, to be honest, like I started doing art as a therapy for myself, I would say. 2011 I started, like 14 years ago. Oh my god, I'm so old. How old? You never told how old are you? You still keep it
this will
secret.
stay like it.
No, your age.
33 I'm now.
You're also old.
Excuse you?
Because I met you at 25 and you're still for me like 25 years old baby.
How old are you?
37.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You look older than me.
Because you have some hair on your head?
For sure.
So 14 years ago I started doing this modeling, nude modeling for the art schools. I went for 1 year in Dresden.
Is it the project with Abdel?
No. Like I was in Dresden. I used to live there, and I started just being nude model just for the artists. Like I was just a model, and then I realized that my body could be a tool for art. And then like I felt this pain of being on the stage, because you stay for 2.5 hours in this position, pretend that you're cool. Like it's really hard. You sweat, and I recorded all this experience like of pain, and how to overcome the pain, how the body can change everything. And then I realized, okay, I'm becoming performance artist without even knowing what this performance art is. And then I started to use the body for everything, like to speak about beauty, speak about violence, speak about many things. And then slowly it became also like your body is really like it's a weapon. You can use many cases. I did some also performances about for the 11th of October. It's a coming out day, international coming out day. I did performance for the 17th of May. It's international day against homophobia and transphobia. And then I use the body for Armenian cause. Of course, for me it's important that like what does it mean also Armenian body? What does it mean to have Azerbaijani body or to be Azerbaijani body? So it's also really a hard topic, because it's not about only identity, it's about how people see you. For example, I did performance at the Koti for the genocide. I was against with my beautiful dresses. I designed them in Armenia, and I just put the sign, the genocide commemoration day is 24th of April 1915. And I just put this day on my dress. That's it. I didn't do any political, because I like to do minimal work. I don't like to scream Armenian, or like, I'm not nationalist. You can say it patriotic, but in a different way. So I just want to have a really silent moment for myself, and just stood there as a monument, as a statue to remember the day. And people start spitting on me at the Koti. I don't want to say which national they were. Like, I don't know where they're coming from. But but at the same time, there were parents coming with children, and the child was asking, "Oh, what is this? Like, why he put this day on a dress?" And they started doing Wikipedia in front of me. I was like, "It's amazing! I do educational work just with my fucking beautiful dress, standing there, just being a statue." And so I became my body became a monument. And this is really amazing, how you can use for different causes, to fight against homophobia, to fight for your cause, to fight for this. I want to use also body for animal rights. So you can really you can use your body, and you can create a real language with your body. It's a beautiful experience. I love it so much. And drag is also another expression of your body, how you can use in different ways. I used to do a lot of drugs, but now not really. I kind of moved away, because actually I found out. I don't know what's going on in Berlin now. It's a long time I've been there. I miss the fresh messages, fresh faces, maybe Caucasian or this tea house gonna be something fresh for me, because I missed that. I didn't have this 5 years ago.
What were you missing precisely?
The same people and the same messages, nothing. Just lip singing, artists, the same makeup, the same. I don't know. I didn't feel so. What you do now for me is something new that I never saw in Berlin, because I just went to some shows and it was not enough for me.
I remember also when I started doing drag. You were there. When I started doing drag, it was not as the option of doing this gender fucking approach that I have, where I am between the lines of femininity and masculinity. It was not really an option, and I was in the backstage, and people were telling me literally, "Why are you not wearing lashes?
Oh my
Why
God.
are you not have a very specific idea of what drag is and what the message is, and it is to feel your fantasy to a Lady Gaga song." And I love to feel my fantasy to a Lady Gaga song, but there is more to that. And there's also this is also kind of the reason why I started drag. I remember, you know the Gay Hane party?
Of course, yeah.
When I was at the Gay Hane party, that was actually my very, very first gay kind of party experience that I had. And I saw a very interesting thing where outside there were all these assumingly macho men, from Swana region, standing there very confident, and little did I know is that they were all masking, as I was masking my whole life. Because the thing what happened is, the moment they went inside the club, everything was everybody was dancing, feeling their fantasy, and before that they were standing, and I thought, okay, if you ask one wrong question, that is the end of your days. And then you see them inside, where I had such a reality check of what it means to be visible for our people, who look like us, who have different bodies, who have hair, who have different shapes. And that is also a big part where I feel like our art is political. I don't necessarily think we always have to necessarily have a huge political topic. We are just political by our identity, existing. And unfortunately not always by choice. So this is something we should be very aware of. And I actually think we should be aware, because there is a lot of power in that. and just being brave enough to come out of the shell and out of the comfort zone, and brave enough to maybe say a different opinion at a table when you think your voice is not really doesn't care or something. I think this really makes the change.
Yeah. I'm really curious. I wanna come.
You're welcome. I hope you're not just coming to watch. I would really, really love if you could also.
I will check
step
first
on
your
stage.
show, the quality that you deliver. Show me the quality.
Then you show me quality, because I'm not seeing a lot.
Sorry. You can see my dogs and kitties.
This I would love to see.
Yeah, I think we had a nice.
We can wrap up. You can say goodbye or.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, my love.
I'm happy to be in Berlin for this talk, and then come back to Zurich on Monday to my beautiful dreams.
To what?
No, no, it's bullshit.
To Zurich?
Swiss dreams.
No, yeah.
Because I'm flying back on Monday. Tomorrow actually I'm flying.
Swiss dreams are made of this.
Oh
Who
yeah.
am I to disagree?
Wow.
Travel the world and the 7 seas. Everybody's looking for something.
Cash.